Hello, sweet friend, and welcome to the Trisbrina Show. Today, we're going to be sharing with you about how to heal and manifest like a ninja. A ninja is someone who's like an expert level. I've always loved the word ninja. When I had a martial arts school and I would teach the little kiddos how to do their breathing, I called it ninja breathing because it meant you were really good at breathing, like you had it figured out. And so manifesting like a ninja for us is how do you use your life force energy to heal your own body, to bring yourself beyond just the healing into full vitality, and then where can you go from there?
Mm-hmm. Because with life force energy, when we talk about healing, I think the main difference is results that stick, results that last, permanent results, because we've changed the energy. The root cause of what's causing the problem is no longer there. So lots of times we have like healing, but then it goes back, healing, and then it comes back, or we manifest something and then we lose it, or we manifest something and we're like, I didn't really want that. So we're really talking about this permanent, elevated frequency of your life where you feel happy and healthy and whole.
You know what's interesting about the word healing? If you have been healed, you no longer need healing. So true healing means that it kind of disappears. You don't need to stay in the loop of healing. But that's like a really important belief system or like a paradigm shift to make of like, why am I still in a healing consciousness? Maybe I could get to the place where healing actually takes place and I can move beyond it and start creating in other areas of my life. So if you think about it, the physical body is, for many of us, the first place that we start learning these tools of transformation, or dare I say manifestation, because you're manifesting health. You're manifesting vitality, and it starts here. And if you can do that in the physical body, then you can take those same skills and you can do it in the physical world. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to us. There was a beautiful healing that took place after a $90,000 back surgery. If you're new to our work, you may not know, we went on a journey of 5 long years of healing. And it was crazy, and it was very expensive, and I was very miserable. We were miserable. We were fighting. It was horrible. And if you've been through physical pain, you know exactly what we're talking about. It's not just physical, is it? It's emotional, and it affects your identity, and it affects your family. And for us, it got so bad, and I got to a place where I didn't want to be here anymore. But we have made this deal with the divine, which is energy. If this could be healed, we would dedicate our lives to help others get out of pain. But something very magical, and I would say mystical, started happening. After the physical healing, crazy stuff. People just showing up in our lives saying, hey, do you want to be business partners? Like out of thin air, out of the ether. Now there was intentionality behind it, which we're going to talk about tonight. But even our relationship healed. So it wasn't just the body, it was this. And it became so beautiful, more beautiful than I could have even imagined possible. And other friends came into our lives that are totally aligned to the energy that we're putting out. Mm-hmm. Puppies showed up, beautiful doggies, a lovely home that we got to live in. And now we get to live in another lovely home with your family, right? So all these beautiful extensions of energy into all of life. So we want to share with you today, how did we figure it out? What are the tools, and we call them pillars,
and how you can do it too,
and absolutely want to show you it's almost like a blueprint, right? Like if somebody can teach you how to model something, you could do it yourself. So we love sharing these things. We're going to absolutely just over deliver with insights today. We promise that by the end of this training, you will have a clear path if you align with where we're coming from and what we've been able to produce. And we have been working with this for 20 years because I was tracking back to the injury took place in the year 2000. So we're in 2024 now. And there was like 5-ish years of struggle and pain figuring it out. So do the math. It's been 20 years that we've had this system in our lives. And thousands of students have reported back with true testimonials that they have had healings. Beautiful healings, right? So we know that it's time tested. So we're not going to waste a minute of your time. Now, before we dive into this, let's talk about what we all want, and we want to get it, and we don't want it to be difficult, right? We're looking for a new way. The new way is energy. And I'd love for Sabrina to share with us a little bit about what we taught at the event. It was the ABC framework.
Yeah, so those of you who attended Alive and Thrive, you'll remember this. And if you weren't there, I'll give enough details that you can follow along. But we were talking about the body and physical pain. And let's say that the physical pain is showing up as, ooh, my knee, it stings sometimes. I'll just be in the middle of movement and it kind of stings or it gives way. Or as I try to bend it, it's like it's not in alignment. It gets stuck and catches.
Yep.
So what do? Well, you might go to a doctor and they might send you to a knee specialist. And we're calling this C. And
ABC.
And the doctor will say, oh, let's look at your knee. What's wrong with your knee? Do you need a knee replacement? What's happening in the knee?
Because surgery.
That doctor has studied and been educated in how to heal the knee, and that's what they do. But then maybe you go to a physical therapist, a chiropractor, somebody who works a little bit more holistically, and they may step back and say, you know what? Your hip on that side where your knee hurts, your hip is tight. The fascia in your hip is so tight that your bones are out of alignment. Those bones being out of alignment are causing the knee problem. So I'm going to help you relax that glute muscle, your butt muscle, so that your hips are level and then your knee won't hurt. And we're calling that solution B. It's a great solution.
C.
It's a great solution. The only problem is it stops there. So where we come in with Life Force Energy is we ask the question, but what is causing the tightness in the hip? Because the hip tightness will come back. We do the things, we do the foam roller, we do the massage, we do the stretches. Knee feels better. Knee starts to hurt again. Why? Because we need to address A. We need to awaken the Life Force Energy, because energy is the root cause of all issues in the body. How is the energy flowing? Where is it being disrupted? Where is there not enough oxygen in the body? Where is there a block? And the block that could be causing a problem in the hip could be in the shoulder. It could be in a thought. It could be in, and we'll get into this later when we talk about the energy engine. But one block in a hose, right? You have a hose and there's a kink in it somewhere. It's way over here that the water doesn't come out. But as soon as you get rid of that block, the water flows. So that ABC is A, the root cause. We want to awaken that Life Force Energy and get it flowing so that the hip doesn't get tight and the knee pain is gone. That's why the pain goes away and it doesn't come back when you address the root cause and the energy.
It's a beautiful way to see the stages of peeling away the layers of getting to the root. You can even see it in your physical world, your physical life, not just the body. Maybe there's a relationship issue, right? A fighting with a friend or a family member, and you're having that C outcome. And then when you look back at the B, you start to find out you've got some old limiting beliefs that are causing these arguments, and that you need to take a look at your own story and your negative program so that you can free that up, and then that outcome, that C, can dissolve. But when you start looking at the limiting beliefs and the old programs, where did they come from? Well, again, we have to go back one more layer. Something in your energy system got disrupted. There's a saying in energy psychology that the root cause of those negative emotions is a disruption in the energy system.
We're going to show that image.
Which one?
The root.
Oh, I don't have it right now.
Okay.
Sabrina's referring to a root where I can try to get it a little bit later.
We showed it during Alive and Thrive, and I can
If you want to talk about it, I'll see if I can grab it real quick.
Explain it, where sometimes it looks like there's all these problems going on with our body. You know, that I got that hammer toe is hurting that ankle and that knee and then that other shoulder. And then I just keep getting these migraines. It's like all of these things all over the place. And then we try to heal each one separately, thinking that they're unrelated. And we blame poor age. Age gets blamed for everything. Age is innocent. Like money is innocent. It's just all the things that we think about it. And then when we realize that sometimes all of those symptoms that we have are actually coming from one disruption in the energy system, one place that energy isn't flowing, that blood isn't flowing, that we're not getting the oxygen, that we're not getting the life force that we need. And then what happens is we start getting oftentimes depressed, angry, irritated, which causes more stress in the body, which causes more contractions, which causes more inflammation, which causes more symptoms. So at Alive and Thrive, we
Here's
showed
your
a little
weed.
video.
Well, I've got the weed
okay.
for you.
Yeah, so that weed, you're seeing a side view, you're seeing a profile shot. If you look at it from the top down, it covered quite a bit of area on the lawn, and it looked like weeds are taking over. But when we pulled it out, it's just that one root that had so many legs and so many arms and so many symptoms. And so our job, what we raise our hand to do is let's help people get to the root cause. Let's help people fix that one life force energy and get ninja at that so that all of those symptoms can go away.
So the new approach, the way, and you're hearing about this energy conversation more now than you have ever heard before, I'm sure. Everyone's talking about energy, and we like to say energy dictates density. So the frequency, the vibration, whatever words you use to talk about energy, that energy, which is information that vibrates at a particular frequency, will lead to a physical outcropping, a physical manifestation. So all manifestations first start as energy, and manifestations also are emotions first, right? They're feelings, and then they become things, right? Thoughts become things. So you go to the root. Thank you for the root reminder. And you pull it out, or you clear the disruption, you clear the block, you heal the energy, and voila, you get what you're looking for. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm pretty darn sure that all of us want more health and we want more vitality. That's a driving force in our lives, right? You wouldn't be coming to these episodes, you wouldn't be searching and trying new things if you didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because with the time that we all have left in our lives, we don't want to miss out because we don't feel good or because we don't have the energy.
And that's the question that I asked myself is, how much longer do I want to live in this pain? There was one point I was like, I don't want it anymore. And I was thinking about my exit strategy. But even before that, I was trying so hard to get out of the physical pain because I saw what it was costing me. It was costing me my relationship. It was costing me a lot of money. It was costing me a lot of time. And I think we have to ask ourselves sometimes, when am I going to, really just dive in and address it? And I think that we have
Take care of business.
We have a way for you to address it, but it does require something Sabrina reminded me of this morning, which is it requires consistency. We have to do the right things in the right way, in the right order. Sequence is very important. You're going to see that in a moment, but we have to do them consistently. And the problem with consistency isn't necessarily that you don't want it, but I think it's that we get distracted.
It's not part of the life.
It hasn't become a way of life. And we need some mentoring and coaching and a good, clear path so that we can actually stay consistent. Would you agree? Like sometimes life just keeps happening and then it pulls us away from. So how do we have those guardrails in place that keep us coming back? And you'll see how we address that with these pillars. Now we're going to share with you our pillars. We have 6 pillars. We have geeked out on healing and law of attraction, manifestation, conscious creation for a very long time.
Opening our hearts to feel all, because that's part of energy is feeling.
It's honestly all we think about. And we love.
And dogs.
We love psychology. We love physiology. We are scientists. We are open to energy. We love meditation. We love the mystical. We love the divine. We love incorporating movement. We love incorporating it all. We're not just like in one lane. We're open to everything because everything is an extension of the source of all that is. All these different ways of thinking and schools of thinking and methodologies can help us. Good information doesn't replace other good information. It adds to it. So I want to invite you to be an open-minded skeptic. And we're going to show you something very unique, very proprietary, I believe, to us. We're the only ones that look at it this way from all the studies we've done, but it's inclusive. So I think you're going to feel like, oh, I see how these things all fit together, and that's kind of a cool way to do it. Okay, so here we go. What is needed to become a life force ninja? Someone who can heal and manifest with ease. Someone who has the energy on their team.
The understanding as well.
Yes, the comprehension. We believe greater comprehension leads to greater results. So let's give you some comprehension. So I've got some notes here to walk you through it as we go.
Number one.
Uno, we are going to share our 6 pillars with you. These are part of our complete Satori system. The first pillar is an energy engine. So I don't know if we're going to do maps and things tonight. We might at some point put a couple of images up on the screen for you. But if Sabrina would just take a moment to share a little bit about the energy engine and how it's in the center of our map, and I'll grab the map.
Sure. Well, first I just want to say, why do we need an engine? Why should I care? Right? I need an engine if I want to go somewhere. So if I want to go towards greater health, more flexibility, a more open heart, more beautiful relationships, growing my business or anything like that, I kind of need some energy to do that, to shift into that vibration, to shift into that person. So how do I do that? Well, that would be through energy. And an engine I think of as what I need, that's my gas to sort of get to where I want to go. So for us, the energy engine is at the core, what is the most important to us and what we have to take care of. Because if you go somewhere without taking care of the energy engine, you're going to be broken when you get there and you're not going to be happy. So we always prioritize the engine. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the engine.
I'll show a picture while you
First and foremost, the engine is all about the heart. It's all about, are you making the decisions and are you making the desires? Are you making the choices that you want from the heart? And in this infinity symbol that you see on the screen, we put the heart as the intersection of the infinity center. It is the place of oneness. It is the place that all of our decisions, all of our actions, everything we do come from. Therefore, it is powered by source, by light, and by love. And then the engine is protected and surrounded by the physical body, right? Your meat, bones, and your energy body. Your energy body is the body you don't see, the energy that's flowing through it. The physical body is the body that you do see. And then on the other side of the equation of the heart, we have the conscious mind, that part of the mind that chooses what it thinks about, that makes the decisions, that decides things. And then we have the very, very powerful subconscious mind underneath it that says, hey, buddy, I'll take care of you. I'll keep doing everything that your conscious mind has done. If your conscious mind chooses purple 5 times, I'll just keep choosing purple for you. So the conscious mind is like your best friend because it will keep doing whatever you share it to do. So it's very, very important that you start making choices so the subconscious mind says, oh, I'll keep doing that then. And that's one of the ways you develop consistency is getting the subconscious mind on board. So that figure 8 of physical body, energy body, oh, that beautiful heart center, the conscious, smart, wise, clear, sharp thinking mind, and the subconscious mind that is sort of almost becomes like who we are and what we do and what we dream. That is the energy engine, and we protect that above all else. And everything that we do in life comes from a very healthy energy engine because we have found on repeat with ourselves and thousands of students that when that energy engine is healthy, it manifests more health, more love, more light in all the areas of our life, whether it's romance or family or investments or business or hobbies, your home, your environment, everything. All boats rise with the tide when you take care of the center. A lot of us in life, especially those of us that are of a similar age, we invested so much in the kids and the kids are growing up and in doing this and that. And then it's like, well, my job is just to take care of everybody else. And we left the engine. And now a lot of people feel like, I don't have any energy to do anything. I don't even know if I want to do anything. I just have apathy. Maybe it's past my time. I don't really have any goals. I don't really have any desires.
That's low life force.
It's because their car doesn't have an engine. You put the engine back in the car, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's so much I can do and be and share as a light in this world, as a hand of God in this world, and just for fun.
If you were looking at that infinity, it's got the mind and the body in it, right? And it's got that infinity flowing through it. And what it does is it brings your body and your mind back into we would say, an alignment. We call it body, mind aligned. And I heard Sabrina say it protects that inner center, that light, that energy that we're talking about, that life force that can create all things.
Yeah.
It's flowing through us, but it gets depleted when we're out of alignment, when our mind is racing, when our body is depleted. So when we bring the energy up and we bring the body and the mind back into harmony, we then have great insight. That's what's known as a satori. It's when you bring yourself and your energy back into full flow and you fill back up. I heard you say it lifts the energy like a rising tide lifts the boats. We'll show you that in a second. You're back online. And healing takes place when there's life force.
Yeah.
Healing is only necessary when the life force is disrupted or depleted. But when it's buoyant and full, healing ensues.
And we call this energy engine that contains the physical body, the energy body, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and that beautiful heart center. This whole thing is your holy house. You're taking care of the holy house so it can move through the world with ease and grace.
Now, an easy way to help our students learn our full system, and I'm going to put a map on the screen in a moment, and at first blush you might be like, that's a lot of information to take in, but I think what you'll see is the energy engine is in the center. We have one back here. It's a big poster, and a lot of our students that are ninjas of this training, they use the map because they say, well, even Debbie McMasters is here. She says, I am the map. She sees herself in the center of her life, and those mind and body is really, it's you. Right? That whole infinity is how the energy flows through you, through your physical body, your energy body, your conscious and subconscious mind, and connects you to your heart. It's just turned sideways, right? So that's you. So look at this one now, and you will see how the energy is in the center. So you can see it. There it is, right in the center. That's your energy engine, and we've given it an acronym to help students understand how to use that sequence. And I just quickly want to show you the boats Sabrina was talking about are out here. These are the buckets of our life, our family, parenting, our relationships, our home, our travel, recreation, fun, friendships, community, contribution, business, career, being a student, being a mentor, our finances. All of these things are the areas of life that are important to us. And when you get your life force flowing, guess what? These areas are affected because everything's an extension of you. You see, your thoughts are what create all of these things, right? So you can see the energy engine in there. Now, let's talk about that mapping as a way to, we're going to move into our next pillar, figure out where our blocks are. So the first pillar is I need a clear path of how to bring my energy back online and fill myself back up. That energy engine is Qigong movements, physical movements, breath work, meditations.
We call it energy activators.
Yeah, and so we help our students with these activators, some are in our Life Force School, to bring the energy back up, to clear the mind with meditation, have good, healthy thoughts, clear thoughts on what we want to create more of, unraveling our desires. We use that. So now here we are looking at our whole life and we go, but things aren't great over here. Or I've got, we call them a leaky life force bucket. I've got a block right there in my relationship. Or I'm struggling with my finances, or I'm really having a hard time with this friend or with my partner.
You hear it a lot with people who maybe they're really focused on business and then their home life isn't doing too well. You know, sometimes when they leave the center to go and do something, they let other pieces fall aside. You know, and that also is going to affect your health. It's going to anytime you leave the center, your health will suffer. And we even leave the holy house to go try to fix the body, to go try to worry about it rather than raising the energy of it.
And when your energy engine in the center is off, like Sabrina's saying, and you're only dealing with pain all the time, or chronic pain, or worrying about something, mainly our body, or something out there, well, all your energy goes down, and it's very hard to focus on any other area of life when you're in pain all the time, or struggling with energy or low fatigue. So we don't teach people to start trying to manifest in all these areas of life because it's just too much. Let's start with one and only one manifestation. Let's get your health back. Let's get your vitality, your youthful vitality back. Then you actually have fresh energy, which births new desires. Desires are energy. They're the energy of the divine that's saying, I'm flowing through you really nicely now. Let's create together. And so that's when we would use that assessment. We just showed you the whole map. We create an assessment with you. This is our second pillar. And we can identify where those blocks are in your outer life. And then we can start to help you heal them.
Yeah, because what's interesting, and you'll find as you dive deeper into this work with us, is when you have an assessment and you can see that there's a particular part of your life that the energy is very low, it might not be an area that you care that much about.
Yeah.
Doesn't have anything to do with anything, right? Just like that weed had all of those branches, this little branch over here was causing a problem that's going to help that one over there. So it's a really great big picture. It isn't about which area do I like? It's nothing about that. It's more like a diagnosing tool.
Yeah, very diagnostic. The coolest thing about doing the assessment is that when you identify the areas that are low, you can actually start to heal them when you're doing your personal work, and you can start to send love into those areas and positive energy. But you might not even be doing that. You might just be taking care of yourself. And just like Sabrina said, as the energy of you rises, it lifts the other areas. Other areas just start to magically fall into place. And that's what happened to us.
Yep.
I was saying in the beginning of the call, just the coolest things started happening as we got our energy right. Okay, let's move on.
And some of the cool things for me is this intimate connection with my intuition and my levels of faith and trust in my relationship to God completely blossomed and bloomed, where I felt so in communion with my heart, so in communion with the divine and with the world. So it isn't just about stuff. Stuff is great, but I love who I become when I elevate my life force to the frequency of love and harmony and grace.
That's why we have that map. We had to figure out, how are these magical things happening? How are they all connected to us dealing with our life force?
Okay. Pillar number 3.
This is very important and very beautiful. Now, we call it why work. We'll give you the explanation for that. It's like your soul's guidance. So when you go inside and your energy's flowing well and you start to get into this receptive listening state, you get insights. Now, when your energy's blocked and your emotions are blocked, your emotional guidance system is muted. So emotions are teachers and their guidance, right? I think a lot of us have been exposed to that concept by now. Energy, which is emotions, are how you read your energy. Emotions are teachers. And this area here in the heart is considered the master feeling center. A lot of times people think of emotions as here. So when your energies are coming back online and the energy is rising, because it rises from the bottom of the body, you move through the survival centers, you heal them, then the energy starts to lift up, and then the heart starts to open again. A lot of people, myself included, have felt that this area has been shut or blocked for far too long. And the problem with that is you don't have access to that inner guidance, or not as much as you'd like. But when it starts to open again, and there are meditations and methods to have that happen, you start to know things. It's your inner knowing. Some call it your inner being. And you get what we would call an upload. Like your heart, remember, follow your heart, trust your heart. Your heart starts to inform your brain, the mind in your brain, of what's important to you, or what's the next best step for you, or what you really, really want. And we call that why work, because you ask questions with this pillar to help you unlock your heart. What is it that I truly love? And there's all these very beautiful prompts that open you up like a flower. So that's why we use why work. And then we use some other mental processes like kafta to help you get clear on what you don't want and notice what you're feeling rather than getting caught up in the story or feeling supercharged by someone who you're irritated or mad at yourself. You clear that with kafta, and then you're able to identify, what do I really want to feel? And then we help you take action in the right way to attract what you want.
Yeah, knowing why you're doing something, and it could be a lot of reasons why you're doing something helps you be consistent. I'm going to go back to the analogy I used earlier. Ooh, my knee hurts. My knee stings. I could get into, I could lack mental clarity and focus and the ability to see things clearly if I start getting clouded with old stories and limited beliefs, such as, oh, I'm probably getting arthritis like my aunt has. Oh, gosh, everybody in my family has that. Ooh, my friend said once it happens, you should stop moving. You shouldn't move anymore. Or just all these stories. So if I have a why work, like why? Well, why do I want to be able to move with ease and grace? Right? Like moving away. I'm not running away from the pain, but I'm moving towards something instead, which I love that. I like to know what I'm moving away from, but also to know why I'm moving towards something. So that could be because we're going on a trip in 8 weeks and there's a lot of sightseeing and I want to be able to walk the streets and have this experience and take the pictures, or I want to be able to do that thing with my family, or I want to keep bicycling, or I really love meeting all the ladies in Walking Town Lake. What is nobody just wants their knee to stop hurting, yes, but there's usually a reason why. Because of all these things in life that we want to keep enjoying. So when we think about those things, I think it feeds the energy engine because it's feeding the heart and it's feeding the love, and it becomes not just about me, but about experiencing my life, which includes other people.
Beautifully said. And one of the struggles that we all have is motivation. But when you are able to uncover the why is like layers of getting to the root reason you want something. We talked about getting to the root reason why something is bothering us. What's the root driver, also known as a core driver, that will motivate you and keep you moving forward and help you to be unstoppable, even when seeming distractions or blockers come up along the way? That core why, we call it the why that makes you cry, that is your root driver, and it's very spiritual.
It's all about the roots.
It's very, very spiritual. And spiritual, soulful drive is the strongest drive human beings have. Love. Pure love is the strongest driver we have. And so that's a delicate process to open that why back up, because it gets guarded, protected, and muted. And that's why we work gently with your heart center to bring it back out. But then all of a sudden, it's sort of like your chest gets full and big, and you feel really like, I'm strong from a soul perspective. I almost like, get out of my way. Nobody's going to stop me anymore. No one's going to mute me anymore. No one's going to tell me what I should be thinking or doing, because I have inner guidance. It's a beautiful place. It's one of the biggest pillars that we've got.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on?
Yes. Well, I just want to say one more thing. Even just little work, like, oh, it's Sunday and I'm going to go plant these flowers, and right, we got to dig, you got to fertilize, you got to put them, you got to cover them up. Oh, we hit rock. Why?
Yes.
Because we're thinking about, in a month or two, these flowers are going to grow and they're going to bloom, and the whole family's going to look out the kitchen window and they're going to see those flowers blooming. Or, everybody walking by in front of the house is going to get to enjoy the blooms. It makes the house pretty. When I pull up to the house and it looks pretty, I feel good. Right? It's not because I love digging in this dirt and rock. Yes, and we're really doing it because of what we're thinking about creating, because we're part of this creative process.
Feels so
we
beautiful.
planted a bunch of these giant hibiscus. They're called like plate-size hibiscus. They are huge, and I absolutely love them.
Like this big.
I go out every single morning because the blooms only last one day. And I look at every single bloom and I tell the plants, good job. Sometimes I go, well, you're really showing off today with that one. And then tell another one, you did good yesterday. I see a bud. I feel a part of creation because of the work and effort that me and Tristan and my mom spent in buying the baby plants and planting them and watering them and nurturing them. It gives me this sense of purpose. And that's the why that will get me out there in the hot sun helping to dig in the dirt.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, this next one, so a pillar is like something that holds up a foundation, right? This is what holds up our system. We're really trying to like showcase this to you and get you excited about implementing these things in your life.
2 more, right?
1, 2, 3 more.
Okay.
We'll kind of move on a little faster. But look, I don't want you to get triggered by the word. It's actually an equation. It's an aspiration equation. And we use the acronym GOALS. And here's why. Because we looked at what we would say are some of the most talented athletes, really incredible business people, celebrities, people who have done great things in their lives. They've had aspirations. And we've studied them and we've implemented in our own lives the things that they were doing. And we created an equation that anyone can follow to help them cross the bridge, if you will. Because once you get your why and you got that energy, you do have to do stuff.
I'm going to soften the word to one that really jives with me. We may be taking a trip in November that requires some planning. I got to get us to the America airport and then to the country that we're going to, and then I've got to figure out transportation and for a language that we may or may not speak, and how to pay for
We may not speak. We don't
pay
speak.
for a hotel where dollars isn't the main currency. And there's this like planning and research. And I used to not like the word goals because it sounded just so corporate. Now I realize all it means is, hey, if I want to, I get in my car and I'm going to a new place to get a manicure, I'm going to tell the GPS, hey, send me here, and it's going to give me step-by-step directions. They gave me step-by-step based on the goal of getting to the place that has the manicure, right? So if you want to get somewhere, you need to have a plan. Right, so I can't just go, oh, I really like what Tristan and Sabrina said. My knee hurts. I need to raise my energy. Okay, what's on TV? Right? That's not a plan.
Not a good plan. It's not a congruent plan. So to have success, to get the outcome you want, to have the results that you want, you got to have a plan, Stan. And so this pillar is so beautiful because it anchors back to your core why. It helps you clear the blockers so when they show up, you know where they are. You can drive around them like potholes in the street. It helps you to know what steps to take mentally, emotionally, and physically. It helps you get connected to the right people and make sure you've got people in your corner to help support you, like accountability and all of that. So it lays it out for you to help you stay on track. So that's a very important pillar. We could do a whole program just on that pillar. Okay, we're moving on. This next pillar, and the reason that we love it, and it's so much better than just a traditional vision board, is to be able to take one area at a time, starting with your physical health, and identifying through imagery and feelings and words, because this all connects to the energy you need to create to be able to manifest. What is it that I can see to keep my vibrational set point congruent? So when you start getting into a good emotion and your emotions rise, your energy rises, you start emitting a different signal, a different frequency, which goes into the quantum field and starts to help move things around in your favor, right? So by holding the vision and knowing what it is and what it looks like and how it makes you feel, it helps you to be sustainable in that vibration.
Yeah.
People, they get their vibration, they lose it. So we call this a Satori storybook, and in the book, it helps you hold your vibration.
I'm sure you've heard of all the stories with athletes where, let's say, a dancer has a competitive Latin routine and they need to practice it, but they can't practice it right now. They can close their eyes and go through the moves one at a time and imagine themselves doing it all, and that the brain doesn't know the difference. So we're using this to our benefit. I'm going to go back to that same example of, ooh, somebody, their knee hurts. And what was their why? I love going on those walks around Town Lake with my friends every Wednesday morning. I love being with those ladies. And after that, we always go and get coffee, and then I get my sense of community. And so I attach my why to it. So if I had a picture of me and those ladies at coffee, or me and those ladies in our walking outfits, or it doesn't even have to be me, just a group of ladies walking together. And when I look at it, I told myself to feel how fun it is to walk. My brain would be experiencing doing that. And that's actually good for my knee, because then my knee thinks that I'm doing it too. And it gets my mind and my body on board. And it feels like, yes, I am doing this. I can do this. I remember what this is like. I'm doing it right now, and starts changing the frequency, and actually will help you to heal a lot faster and get rid of some of the limiting beliefs of, oh, once it starts, it always stays that way. So we're using that science when we say the Satori storybook to elicit those memories and those feelings.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you are rewriting a story, because you're writing a new story. And if you don't capture the new story when it births, when you're doing the why work, and you're like, oh my gosh, I realize what I really, really want, there's still old stories there. And they're ready to come back in. Kind of like a thermostat. When you set it to a temperature, it'll go back to the program setting later. So until you reset the program at the deepest level, that's why the map has the subconscious level, you need to be repetitive in upgrading the energy story. So when you look at these images and you've consciously created them, you've captured your why and your conscious awareness, and then you're upgrading. And when you're doing your Qigong and you're looking at your storybook, and then you see it inside and you feel it, you're changing your energy story. Mm-hmm. So that's essential.
Now, the whole time you're doing all of these pillars that we're talking about, because it has been a lot of conversation about mentally what you're doing, and like the education of it. You are activating your energy. You are clearing your energy, and you're keeping the energy flowing consistently. You're doing mental processes that we briefly touched on to clear limiting beliefs, to clear old stories. So there is physical movement going on as you implement these pillars.
They work together in
life.
parallel. Mm-hmm. As you're doing you can do all the things we're talking about. These pillars actually get integrated over time into your energy practice. Yeah. So that when you're doing your energy practice, maybe you're doing a standing holding meditation, your brain and your energy already knows what you love, and it sees it and feels it, and you're emanating it. But here's the coolest thing about this. As you're practicing, it's like an energy muscle. You're building your energy muscle. When you now move through your day, you're able to sustain that energy. It's not like you do it for a moment and then you go back to your old self. You're upgrading the mind in your body. Do you get that? Your mind's not just here. Your mind's in your body. And so the subconscious mind that lives in the body has got to get upgraded. The best way, what do we say in the beginning? There's got to be a new way, not C, not B. Let's get to the root.
A.
The energy pathway is the number one way to transform your life and get permanent, lasting results. Mm-hmm. We get them and they come and they go, they come and they go, because we only went to B. We got to go to C. You got to go deep, deep, deep. Here's the last one. Mental Kung Fu. Why do we need this pillar? Because we lose our way from time to time. We forget, and we need something that we can do that recalibrates our energy when we are under attack. We call it mental kung fu. It's like self-defense. Under attack from what? Old thoughts, old worries, people saying you can't do it. All of that crap that comes in that tries to knock us off. We have one of the most powerful tools to rewrite the story and recalibrate the vibration, and you're back in the energy that you want to be in that creates everything.
I love mental kung fu. Tristan mentioned a minute ago a thermostat. And I picked up a pen, and our puppy Kingsley I would really like to chew on that. No. And that, you can set it for a schedule. But I feel like with mental kung fu, I have the power to go, you stay right there till I tell you to change, right? You have that option on your thermostat too. Stay at 70 degrees until I tell you to change. And then if you detect not feeling good, feeling depressed, feeling the pain, feeling judgmental of them, feeling judged by them, feeling empathy, whatever it is, not being able to sleep at night, looping thoughts, digestive issues, you can, ooh, I need a little mental kung fu. Somebody snuck and changed my thermostat. And that mental kung fu
insight.
process is going to put it back where it is, because I don't know about you, but somebody comes and changes my thermostat.
Old program. You know, one last tip on this mental kung fu. It works perfectly with the Satori storybook, and here's why.
Oh, yeah.
The Satori storybook teaches you how to think and feel in a new way. And when you've captured that, little by little, we build a book together with you. Then you have the new program. You already have it there. And so when you're doing mental kung fu, there's a part in mental kung fu where you replace the story. Well, you've got it. You've already done the work. You've uncovered it with the why work. You've got it. You load it, and you're back. So these are the top level understanding of what it takes to become a ninja at manifestation and healing. And we have a way for you to learn all of these pillars and own them and work with them with us and work on your activation of your energy, get mentoring through each pillar, and help you shape your energy for healing. And then let's get you from healing into vitality. And then let's see, what else do you want to create?
Yeah.
Let's start manifesting
So
together.
you can take everything that we shared tonight and like,
give it a go.
yeah, give it a go, or we can be your energy travel agents, and we would love to have you join us for our Life Force Ninja program, where we're really going to focus on the qualities of a Life Force Ninja.
Here's a link for you.
You have a clear path, aligned to source from Heart Center of where you want to go, what you want to feel. You have vibrant energy, clear of blocks and pains and dissonance. You have a healthy, clear, sharp, focused mind, not blurred by limited beliefs and old stories. Right? You have a mentor, somebody who has gone before that,
You get
that can
two
help
mentors.
You have a community around you that's like-minded.
They're
Many
here.
that have
Beautiful
gone through
community.
things before. We have a beautiful group of people coming through the program with us. And then the last thing is consistency. And when you join this program, we have another program, not part of the Ninja program, but it's called the Life Force Dojo, where we live stream 4 live classes a week. 2 are more fitness and 2 are Qigong. And you get 3 months for free in the dojo, and that's going to help you with your consistency. And if you're already a dojo student, we can pause your membership for 3 months, or we add 3 months to your annual membership. And then when we finish going through this Life Force Ninja program together over about 12 weeks, we're going to help you with your consistency even more. And there's a bonus that's available for not very much longer. It'll be on that page, where we continue to help you for 3 more months with monthly master classes. So we designed this program because if you keep putting your thermostat back on that frequency that you want, and you keep turning that radio station to the frequency and the tune that you like for that extended amount of time with us, it's highly likely the results are going to stick. It's not going to be the knee problem. It's not going to be the hip problem, because results that stick are awaken life force energy. There's other bonuses on that page. If you attended Alive and Thrive, our 3-day virtual event, the folks who register to join us for Life Force Ninja will get 3 weeks to watch those replays, because it was 3 full days of training. Also, a copy of that map. We will give you a copy of that map. You will pay the shipping to get it to yourself. And we just added another unannounced bonus, which is we're going to do during one of the live sessions. We'll have 6 live sessions together, actually 7 because we added one, where we will do the quantum manifestation equation.
Yes, we
and
will.
we're going to do an orientation where we go over everything, what to expect and what you need in just a couple days. So register. The doors are closing. This is really special. We've actually never done it like this before, especially those live labs where we're going to help you figure out what is that one big block that you have, where if you could get rid of that one big block and you could knock over that domino, your life would just go,
And
right?
it's like that.
And also, what is that one big thing that if you could pull that more into your life and expand into that and feel more of that, it would feel so satisfying and so total, and there wouldn't be that feeling of something's missing anymore. And so we're really excited. People are saying, oh, do you do this all the time? Right now, where this program may conclude as it is, it might become something else. Something bigger, maybe part of a certification. So
There's
join us.
SatoriMethod.com/yes.
Yes.
Go and read all about it. There's all the notes are on the page there with all the bonuses,
There's
all the things
9
Sabrina talked about.
9 physical activators. That's like 9 routines. You have, oh, by the way, Access Forever. These are things to do to quickly clear your energy. Some might be 10 minutes, some might be 1 minute.
So much in this program.
There are 9 mental processes that are just so good. We use them all the time. And then we dive deeply into the 6 pillars, and then we work with you and coach you on implementing all of this. What is that rascal
Kingsley
doing?
has found something that he shouldn't be playing with. All right, everybody.
Let me get him. You got to see him.
Yeah, bring him on down.
Oh,
And thank you for being with us
He's
today.
chewing on Ramakrishna's hands.
We really, 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 really hope this landed for you and helps you see a path. It's all about the clear path. Hey, mister, were you eating Ramakrishna's hand?
And he turns 1 year old on Tuesday.
Are you 1 year old? Oh, puppy kisses. Doesn't get any better than that. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. See you soon.